Hey guys, I'm JW13 and today I will be teaching you Wineskip. Wineskip is a little trick in White Jungle that saves about 3 seconds, but today I'll be teaching you a setup that saves more like 2.5, but which is much more consistent and somewhat doable in single segment runs using the right amount of practice. So let's have a look at that. Before I begin, I will note that this tutorial is intended for new game runs, which the only difference for that is that we'll be doing a jump to the back of the loop instead of a spin dash hover. The reason for that is that in new game, the springs that we are jumping to right before this whole thing, we need to jump to rather than light dash to. And because we're jumping, we're using all our hover frames, so we don't have any hover frames to spin dash hover. So let's have a look at that. The jump I'm referring to is this jump right here. It's a fairly easy jump to the back of the loop, which will be followed by a homing attack once we're inside of the loop. That's going to safely give us loop speed that we'll need to set up this trick properly. So after we got that loop speed, we'll be running around this speed pad. You can run on this speed pad and do the skip, but I experience it to be much easier when we run around it. And I much prefer running around it around the left side, because then when you come back to the middle, we'll have momentum that we can carry into a jump towards the roof here. Because we want to be on the right side of this roof, because we want to get on the log that is in front of me right now. So let's have a look at that initial setup. Spin dash jump, homing attack, run around the left side, jump homing attack, and then on to the next part. Oh, nice, I lived. So once we do that jump, homing attack to the roof, we want to get onto this log. If you run into it too high, you'll basically run into a wall. But if we are low enough, we can go from standing on this surface to standing on the log surface, providing we have enough speed to do so. It's not too much speed that is required, more than just running around like this. Oh, never mind, we got on it somehow, but that's not enough to maintain standing on there. But if you have too much speed, it's too difficult to set up. So let's see that in full motion, full jump, homing attack, run around the left side, tap homing attack, onto the log. Now, if you paid good attention, you saw me do a counterclockwise circle turn once I stood onto the log. Basically what I'm doing is I'm running up the log to drop most of my speed to make the setup easier, and then I turn counterclockwise to run back down, using all of the surface that I have to do so. Once we ran up and start running back down, once you begin to run back down, you begin charging your spin dash. So you start holding X once you're done making the full turn at the top of the log. And we'll be running down the log and into the little wall in front of us on the right side of the log. So let's see that, into this wall. And now again, if you paid good attention, you saw me do a clockwise turn to face the log. So basically, when you run to the wall, you'll be holding a upright angle, and we want to turn all the way clockwise to face almost fully up with a tiny bit of right. So essentially, the reason that we can't just turn counterclockwise to face that angle is because Shadow is being stopped by the wall while trying to do so. So we need to turn almost the full 360 degrees to face up with a little bit of right. While you're doing that, while you're charging the spin dash, you want to prepare for the skip itself by holding both camera triggers and by holding A while you're still holding your spin dash. This is used to do a spin dash hover. The camera triggers are used to lock your camera, because the camera gets really difficult if you don't do that. Please lock your camera. So the reason that you want to do a spin dash hover and not just a normal spin dash is because a normal spin dash will not get the right amount of distance. That is the reason that we do a tap jump towards this roof rather than a full jump. I'm not sure if I went over that yet, so I'll quickly explain if I haven't. Full jump, homing attack, we run around the left side of this, and then when we're here, we don't do anything more than a tap jump to get over there. If you have proper loop speed, you'll make it with a tap jump. If you use anything more than a tap jump, you'll be using hover frames, which you won't have those hover frames for the skip itself, which is very dangerous. So the jump from here to here, oh, whoops, let's see that again. The jump from here to here is a tap jump followed by a quick homing attack. The reason we do our homing attack quickly is so that we have less speed coming onto this roof here, which makes it easier to make the turn onto the log itself. So with everything in mind, let's see that all again. Spin dash jump, homing attack, run around the left side, jump homing attack, counterclockwise, clockwise, hold the buttons, let go, do the skip. So the only part in this that I haven't explained yet is doing the skip. So right now you know that when you let go of the spin dash, you want to be facing up with a little bit of right, as you can see in the input display, with both camera triggers held and A held, again all visible in the input display, pay good attention to that. When we have all that set up, you let go of X or B, whichever you're using to spin dash, and the moment you let go, again, as you see in the input display, we gradually change our angle from the up with a little bit of right to almost fully right. Once we have exhausted all of our hover frames, you can see that my control stick goes up a little bit again while I do a homing attack. The camera changes a little bit, so that's why we do the angle up. So yeah, this takes a lot of practice. Let's see it all in motion once more. Spin dash jump, homing attack, run around the left side, jump homing attack. Right. It's really difficult to find your footing on the log, so please give this a lot of practice. This is going to be the most difficult part, finding your footing on that log. That was pretty much a lost case with the way I was setting that up. I didn't have any loop speed. There we go. And homing attack, and we made it. Superb. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of figuring out, it's gonna take a lot of getting used to things, but once you got it, you start getting it. So if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments. Again, pay good attention to the input display if you have any questions. That input display answers a lot of them. But if you can't figure it out, feel free to ask me either in the comments or on my Discord, JW13 #1337, and I hope to see you all next time. Thank you for watching, have a great day and take care. Bye bye!